I am not Mitch Connor. I am doing this for a future video. Why am I doing this for a future video? Because ELA scans are kind of important in what I'm going to try to show. So before I do that, I just want to make sure that I'm being transparent here in what I'm trying to do. So let's look through. See, this is the the tutorial. Sorry, it says it right here. I'm a little bit tired, pardon me. Error level analysis, ELA scan. Identifies areas with an image that are at different compression levels. With JPEG images, the entire picture should be at roughly the same level. If a section of the image is at a significantly different error level, then it likely indicates additional modification. Now, if you don't want to hear me read this, well, you can pause it, read it yourself, and then fast forward the video, but I recommend you at least do that, just to see the validity of what I am going to show. Okay. ELA highlights differences in the JPEG compression rate. Regions with uniform coloring, like solid blue sky or a white wall, will likely have a lower ELA result, darker color, than high contrast edges. Things to look for. Edges. Similar edges should have similar brightness in the ELA result. All high contrast edges should look similar to each other, and all low contrast edges should look similar. With an original photo, low contrast edges should be almost as bright as high contrast edges. Textures. Similar textures should have similar coloring under ELA. Areas with more surface detail, such as a close-up of a basketball, will likely have a higher ELA result than a smooth surface. Surfaces. Regardless of the actual color of the surface, all flat surfaces should have about the same coloring under ELA. Look around the picture and identify the different high contrast edges, low contrast edges, surfaces, and textures. Compare those areas with the ELA results. If there are significant differences, then it identifies suspicious areas that may have been digitally altered. Resaving a JPEG image removes high frequencies and results in less differences between high contrast edges, textures, and surfaces. Very low quality JPEG will appear very dark. Scaling a picture smaller can boost high contrast edges, making them brighter under ELA. Similarly, saving a JPEG with an Adobe product will automatically sharpen high contrast edges and textures, making them appear much brighter than low texture surfaces. Algorithm. JPEG images use a lossy compression system. Each re-encoding, resave of the image adds more quality loss to the image. Specifically, the JPEG algorithm operates on an 8x8 pixel grid. Each 8x8 square is compressed independently. If the image is completely unmodified, then all 8x8 squares should have similar error potentials. If the image is unmodified and resaved, then every square should degrade at approximately the same rate. Now that's an important one right there. If it's unmodified, every square should degrade at the same rate. So it should be pretty uniform. Kind of like this. Which, by the way, 95%. This was my mother's cat sent me an email. Okay? That's why it's 95 rather than 100%, because it was resaved once. Anyway, ELA saves the image at a specified JPEG quality level. This resave introduces a known account of errors across the entire image. The resaved image is then compared against the original image. If an image is modified, then every byte square should be that was touched by the modification should be at a higher error potential than the rest of the image. Modified areas will appear with a higher potential error level. JPEG encoding blocks. JPEG stores colors using the Y-UV color space. Y is the luminance or grayscale intensity of the image. U and V are the chrominance blue and chrominance red color portions. For displaying, the JPEG decoder converts the image from Y-UV to RGB. I don't really know what the hell that means. JPEG always encodes luminance with an 8x8 grid. However, chrominance may be encoded using 8x8, 8x16, 16x8, or 16x16. The chrominance subsampling is a JPEG encoding option, depending on the selected chrominance subsample. Each 8x8, 8x16, 16x8, 16x16 grid will be independently encoded. Maybe I should have mentioned this at the beginning, but if you have any tips, please, to help me understand some of these things that I don't understand, please help me. In the meantime, and now we go on to analysis. With ELA, every grid that is not optimized for the quality level will show grid squares that change during a resave. For example, digital cameras do not optimize images for the specified camera quality level, high, medium, low, etc. Original pictures from digital cameras should have a high degree of change during any resave, high ELA values. Each subsequent resave will lower the error level potential, yielding a darker ELA result. With enough resaves, the grid square will eventually reach its minimum error level where it will not change anymore. Here's some examples. An original digital photograph has high ELA values represented by white colors in ELA. The sections that are black correspond to solid white book and the black 8x8 squares in the original image. Solid colors compress very well, so these are already at their minimum error levels. Then this picture and this picture. The original image was resaved one time. To the human eye, there is no visible difference between the original and resaved image. However, ELA shows much more black and dark colors. If this image were resaved again, it will have even lower, darker ELA values. And then this. The resaved image was digitally modified. Books were copied and a toy dinosaur was added. ELA clearly shows the modified areas having higher ELA values. So that's why you see the dinosaur there, and this green book was copied, so it shows up much brighter than the rest of it. It is important to recognize that high frequency areas such as edges along objects will usually have higher ELA values than the rest of the picture. For example, the text on the books stands out because the light-dark contrast creates a high frequency edge. In general, you should compare edges with edges and surfaces with surfaces. If all surfaces except one have similar ELA values, then the outlier should be suspect. For the sake of my time limit here, pause right now, then read it. Pause right now and read it. Okay. So that's the whole tutorial error level analysis. Now let's go to this. Start with the case of the holy smoke. This is what it opens up. As you can see, the Jesus face. This is the Jesus face that you see in there. Okay. Answer. Pause it. Read it. In essence, the Jesus face is fake. Alright, case of the Berenstein Bears. Where the hell is it? Okay. Here's the answer. Read it. Okay. Where do we go back here? Case of the Deadly Disc. What's been going on? There's the floppy disk picture. Added. As you can see the big difference there. Winning card picture. ID card picture. Take a guess which is the real one. Gangnam Style. Make sure you read the answer. Right here. Oh, all but the ID card one were modified, by the way. In case you didn't. Alright, case of the test pilot. What's this? Okay, answer 1. Don't forget to pause it. Answer 2. Answer 3. This answer, however, determining what was altered and why are usually much more difficult problems. Notice that part. Okay, to the next little test. Case of the Scottish sheep. Okay, there's picture 1. There's picture 2. As you can see, there's a lot more brightness here. There's picture 3. I'm really not sure what to make of this one, except, well, they're obviously miscolored. Answer 1, pause it. Answer number 3, pause it. Answer number 4, every key detail in the viral story is fictitious. They're not dyed, the location is not Scotland, and it's not from 2007. Alright, next one. Case of bad news. Alright, picture number 1. It's not loading right. It was on original and not ELA. I'm not quite sure why that is yet, but... Its waters are the fruit of its might. Why keep trying? Because my fountain keeps flowing in tides of emotional obviously fake, as you can see here. So, answer 1, pause it. The artificial blurring was added in layers. Answer for news number 2, pause it. Number 3, pause it. There's answer number 4, pause it. This answer is particularly important, so hopefully you paid attention. Okay. Wall-eyed girl. Alright. Supposedly the original. Look at the line down the middle. Ain't right. So, of course I'll read all this too on every one of these. Pause it. Answer number 2 is when was the picture taken? Pause it. Answer number 3 on the configuration. Pause it. Number 4 is strictly on the metadata. Pause it. Answer number 5, using error level analysis to evaluate it. Pause it. Number 5 was kind of obvious, it was spliced together. Answer number 6. Pause it. The last paragraph here is especially important to note, is the metadata reflects a camera original picture, but all the photoshopping or splicing was done in camera. So, case of the Golden Throne. What do we have here? Kind of weird. Okay. That really is toilet. Here's the answer. So pause it one last time. Note that this connects to the bullshit coup of Ukraine. You can make up your own mind on that. So please, like I put in the beginning of this video, please leave comments for any insights that you have. I would really appreciate them in helping make this video I'm going to make. Maybe there's something I didn't understand in here or whatever, but it's very important that we all understand these ELA scans with all of these fraudulent news events, okay? We need to understand these things, and I'm trying, and I'm asking for a little help here, so please help and thank you.